Billie Eilish is being touted for her anti-body shaming at her recent concert, but she's a hypocrite.
Hypocrisy!
Why is every pretty girl with a horrible looking man? I don't understand.
Men have so many other things to bother when it comes to the sex game and the relationship game. When you walk up the street, man, if you're an ugly motherfucker, hunchback, and you walking with some type of like fucking swagger,
Right.
A woman can look at you. How can this motherfucker with a hunchback look like he should be fucking me? There's other things that make us attractive to women. Initially, there's only one thing that makes them attractive to us, and that's fucking them.
You give an ugly guy a chance, he thinks he rules the world. I swear to God. Because they got a hot girl, they can be horrible.
Goes off about men being ugly. If you give an ugly man a chance, he thinks he rules the world. Because they got a hot girl, they can be horrible, implying men who are ugly are horrible. Based on what?
Like, you're still ugly, though. Can't change. Listen, I'm not shaming people for their looks, but I am, though.
Then goes on to stereotype men who are ugly and have small dicks get huge mansions. How in the hell would she know the size of someone's penis based on their choices in housing, their faces, or their choice in women? To make up for it, their penises therefore now dick shaming men.
That's why with the Vans, it's just like small dick energy.
Yeah.
In a minute or so she demeans men in general, stereotypes men with choices in cars and homes, and completely devalues the worthiness of ugly men. She's not against body shaming. She's against people making fun of her. Looks like she really is the bad guy, huh?
Duh.
As soon as she turned 18. I knew this would happen, lol. Got to sexualize that brand, to rake as much money as possible. Just now got to pretend it's pro-feminist move to double down on the catering. The only reason we've heard about this is because people started saying she has big jugs. That's how any of this got any traction. Use big ol' biddies to get exposure. And her response to that is to strip. LOL. You show them who's boss. She'll become old news as soon as she is sexualized. Or maybe she'll be the next Miley Cyrus and do literally anything to get attention. She's obviously extremely immature. Hopefully, she'll mature, grow up, be ashamed of what she said, realize she was wrong and change her attitude. I mean, she is 18. Teenagers' brains are literally still developing. I'm not excusing anything, but I'm just saying we should remember this is a teenager saying this. LOL Nat. The internet will shame her and hold her accountable for things she said 10 years ago. That's the way of the internet now. Only if she tries to host the Oscars. She's actually said she's really embarrassed by this interview and other interviews, so there's that.
The whole body positivity movement was never about men, lol. It's always been about fat females, which is why making jokes about them will cop you lots of negative feedback, while making fun of men for being short, having small penises, balding etc. is perfectly acceptable. Tinder literally ran an entire ad campaign clowning on short men. Anyone who criticized it and called out the hypocrisy was called an incel and told to get over it. Sat. Anytime some girl I match with asks for my height on there, I ask them their cup size or weight. If you're gonna objectify me, you should be fine with being objectified yourself.
For all the people saying she's just a kid, I'm about to turn 18, even I have a general understanding in what is right or wrong to say as well as everyone else my age does. Teens can act immaturely and do shit like body shame or say the N-word hard R all the time as a joke, but I can assure you they understand what it means and that you shouldn't say it. Same with this. She even said I'm not trying to body shame men but I am, or something like that. Also, she turned 18 like a few weeks ago and was 17 when she took this interview. This isn't like the whole James Gunn thing where it happened over 10 years ago as a joke when they weren't famous. This was pretty recent. Yep, it's pretty obvious she grew up too famous and it's gone to her head. The worst part is most of her fans won't even care. Is she a dick expert? Has been for years most likely. With some music producers. Drake probably too, lol.